ICSE 2022 bio paper. First question: the mineral element in hemoglobin. Iron. Explanation: hemoglobin is the red colored pigment found on RBCs made up of two components. কি কি দুটো কম্পোনেন্ট? HAEN হেন, হ্যান, HAEN হ্যান। ওটা ওটা কিসের থেকে হয়? আয়রন প্লাস গ্লোবিন। Han, the right arrow the iron plus globin, the upper right arrow the protein, which is essential for the transport of oxygen and provides RBCs its color. Next question: the number of cranial nerves in humans are 12. Explanation: cranial nerves emerge from the brain and there are 12 pairs of cranial nerves. Some of these are sensory, such as olfactory, মানে for nose, optic, মানে for eyes, auditory nerves for ears, motor, such as the ones going to eye muscles, and mixed, like those going to and coming back from face and tongue. The next question: gigantism and acromegaly are due to hypersecretion of growth hormone. Next question: pericardium covers the heart. The circular opening in the center of iris is pupil. Next question: the blood vessel that carries oxygenated blood is the blood vessel that carries oxygenated blood is pulmonary vein. আর এই দুটোর এক্সপ্লানেশন, এই যে গ্রোথ হরমোন, হাইপার সিক্রেশন অফ গ্রোথ হরমোনের জন্য জাইগান্টিজম অ্যান্ড অ্যাক্রোমিগালি হয়, এটার এক্সপ্লানেশন: growth hormone, also called somatotropin, is released by the pituitary gland. Its oversecretion causes gigantism in childhood and acromegaly in adulthood. Our next question যে ছিল pericardium covers the heart, এটার explanation: heart is protected by a double walled membranous covering called pericardium. It contains lubricating pericardial fluid which reduces friction during heartbeat and protects it from mechanical injuries. Next question. Next question is: the circular opening in the center of iris হচ্ছে pupil. Explanation: this is an extension of choroid partially covering the lens and learning a circular opening in the center, the pupil. The iris contains radial muscles to widen and circular muscles to construct the pupil. The adjustment of the size of pupil regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Next question: the blood vessel that carries oxygenated blood is pulmonary vein. Pulmonary veins collect oxygenated blood from lungs, carry it back to the left auricle of the heart. Next question: organ of corti is present inside the cochlea. Organ of corti is present inside the cochlea. Cochlea is spiral shaped and resembles a snail shell. Its inner cavity has three parallel canals separated by membranes. The middle canal has areas possessing sensory cells, spiral organ called organ of Corti for hearing. Next question: the structure that stores urine temporarily is urinary bladder. Next question: islet of Langerhans are located in pancreas. Next question: the main nitrogenous waste formed in the human body is urea. ককলিয়া নিয়ে কি? ককলিয়া question কি ছিল? Organ of Corti is present inside the cochlea. Cochlea is spiral shaped and resembles a snail shell. Its inner cavity has three parallel canals separated by membranes. The middle canal has areas possessing sensory cells. Spiral organ called organ of Corti for hearing. Next question কি ছিল? The structure that stores urine temporarily is Urinary bladder. The urine produced in the kidneys constantly flows through the ureters and collects in urinary bladder. Urine is intermittently emptied from urethra. Next question. Islet of Langerhans are located in pancreas. Islet of Langerhans is located in pancreas. Pancreas is both a duct as well as ductless gland. As a ductless gland, it has special group of hormone secreting cells called islet of Langerhans which produce insulin, glucagon and somatostatin. Next, the main nitrogenous waste formed in the human body is urea. Human urine consists of about 95% of water and 5% of solid wastes dissolved in it. Solid wastes may further be organic or inorganic. Organic wastes include urea, creatinine, uric acid, out of which urea is most abundant. Next question. Simple goiter is usually seen in people living in the hilly regions. Give two reasons for the statement. Simple goiter occurs due to enlargement of the thyroid gland and is observable as a swelling in the neck. This is because of insufficient quantity of iodine in food. It is common in people of hilly regions because iodine is deficient in soil and hence in the food grown there. Next question. What are the two types of blood circulation in humans? Blood flows through heart twice before completing one full round. Short pulmonary lung circulation, long systematic general body circulation. Therefore, it is also called double circulation. Pulmonary circulation pertains to lungs, starts from pulmonary artery arising from right ventricle, which divides into two branches then either that enter respective lungs. Key pertains to pulmonary circulation pertains to lungs, starts from pulmonary artery arising from right ventricle, which divides into two branches that enter respective lungs. Pulmonary veins, which then collect oxygenated blood from lungs and carry it back to the left auricle of the heart. Systematic circulation key. This is the major circulation in the body starting with aorta which starts from left ventricle. Aorta arches back and continues as aorta. It sends arteries to various body parts and their tissues. From there, blood is collected by veins poured back into the heart. Next question. Mention the three major steps involved in the production of urine: ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion. Ultrafiltration, it is filtration of liquid part of the blood with great pressure created in glomerulus glomerulus আবার কি due to diameter differences of afferent and efferent arteriole into Bowman's capsule. Next step is selective reabsorption. Selected materials like glucose, some salts, etc. only are reabsorbed in renal tubule. Tubular secretion key in distal convoluted tubule of nephron. In distal convoluted tubule of nephron, certain substances like K plus antibiotics are added to filtrate from blood. Next question, question number 3. What is adrenal virilism? What causes this condition? Due to overgrowth of adrenal vortex, adrenal vortex na cortex hobe in mature women, development of male characters like a bad mustache, and a deep male voice can be observed. This phenomena is called adrenal virilism. Next question. Which is light sensitive layer of eyeball? Where exactly is the image formed on this layer? The light sensitive layer of the eyeball is the retina. It contains two types of sensory cells called rods and cones. Light enters through cornea, passing through aqueous humor, then to lens, then to vitreous humor, and finally images formed on retina. Next question. Mention that No. Study the diagram given below and answer the questions that follow. Identify the defect of the eye by mentioning the technical term. Hyperopia or far or sightedness. It causes a difficulty in seeing nearby objects. Next question. Um, Mention one reason for this defect. The image of near object forms behind the retina. Defect occurs when shortening of eyeball occurs from front to back or the lens becomes too flat. Next, name the type of lens used to correct this defect. Convex lens is used to correct this defect. Next question. Give the biological terms for the three tiny bones present in the middle ear. Middle ear contains three tiny bones, malleus or hammer, incus or anvil, stapes or stirrup. Next question. Question number 4. Name the endocrine gland that secretes thyroxine. Thyroxine is produced by the thyroid gland. It controls cellular respiration or controls carbohydrate metabolism. Next question. Give the full form of the abbreviation of ACTH. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. It is secreted by the pituitary gland, anterior pituitary. Next question. Um, which gland define the term synapse? The point of contact between two neurons is called synapse. Outer part is cortex of cerebrum, contains cell bodies of neurons, appears grayish in color and is known as gray matter. Inner part contains white matter which mainly contains axons, nerve fibers of neurons. Next question. Name the three membranous coverings of human brain. Brain is protected by three membranous coverings called meninges, dura mater, arachnoid, pia mater. Dura mater, outermost tough fibrous layer, arachnoid, thin, delicate middle layer giving wave-like cushion. Pia mater is innermost highly vascular membrane richly supplied with blood. And moving on to the previous question, how are cytons and axons of neurons placed in the cerebellum? Outer part, that is cortex of cerebellum, contains cell bodies of neurons, appears grayish in color and is known as gray matter. Inner part contains white matter which mainly contains axons of neurons. Our brain is protected by three membranous coverings called meninges, dura mater, arachnoid, pia mater. Dura mater, outermost are fibrous layer. Arachnoid, thin, delicate middle layer giving wave-like cushion. Pia mater, innermost highly vascular membrane richly supplied with blood. Next question. Name the nerve that transmits impulses to the brain from ear and to eye. Auditory nerve. Ear, eye is optic nerve. Next question. A mature mammalian erythrocyte lacks nucleus and mitochondria but is efficient in its functioning. Explained by giving suitable reasons. Absence of nucleus makes RBCs bioconcave, thereby increasing their surface area volume ratio for absorbing more oxygen. The lack of mitochondria implies that RBCs cannot use oxygen for themselves. So, all oxygen absorbed from lungs is transported and delivered to tissues without being utilized. Next question. A mature mammalian erythrocyte lacks nucleus and mitochondria but is efficient in its functioning, explained by giving suitable reasons. Absence of nucleus makes RBCs bioconcave, thereby increasing their surface area volume ratio for absorbing more oxygen. Lack of mitochondria implies that RBCs cannot use oxygen for themselves, so all oxygen absorbed from lungs is transmitted and delivered to tissues without being utilized. Next question. The diagram given below is that of a human brain. Answer the questions that follow. Label the parts 2 and 3. State one function of the part number 1. What is a reflex action? Name two types of reflexes. The things that the part of the brain which we require to point out as cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Part 1 is cerebrum. Cerebrum is the seat of intelligence, consciousness, and willpower. All voluntary actions are controlled by it. Next question. A reflex action. Reflex action is an automatic, quick, and involuntary action in the human body brought about by a stimulus. The two types of reflexes are natural mane simple reflex, conditioned mane acquired reflex. Natural or simple reflex, inborn, inherited, requiring no previous experience, and conditioned or acquired reflex is developed by experience or learning. Natural or simple reflex, example blinking, coughing, swallowing. Condition or acquired reflex is salivation at sight or smell of tasty food. Next question. Question number 6. Give the exact location of pulmonary semilunar valve. When does it close? Name the hormones whose deficiency causes diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus. Pulmonary semilunar valves are located at the opening of right ventricle into the pulmonary artery. They are three in number. When the ventricle relaxes, the semilunar valve closes. Question was, give the exact location of pulmonary semilunar valve. When does it close? Pulmonary semilunar valves are located at the opening of the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery. They are three in number. When the ventricle relaxes, the semilunar valve closes. Next question. Um, Name the hormones whose deficiency causes diabetes mellitus and diabetes insipidus. Mellitus is insulin and insipidus is ADH or vasopressin. Next question. Mention one function of each of the following. Lymphocytes. Lymphocytes produce antibodies. Thrombocytes. Thrombocytes initiators of blood clotting. Neutrophils engulfs bacteria mane phagocytosis. Next, ICSE 2020 20 question number 1. ICC 2020. Question number 1. Name the following. The process of transformation of several glucose molecules into one molecule of starch. Polymerization. The point of attachment of two chromatids, centromere. The iron containing pigment in erythrocytes, hemoglobin. The duct which transports urine from kidney to urinary bladder, ureter. Next, the part of brain which is concerned with memory, cerebrum. Explain the following terms. Allele. Allele is the alternative form of a gene occupying the same position on the homologous chromosomes affecting the same characteristic but in different ways. Next question, diffusion. Diffusion is the free movement of molecules of a substance from a region of from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration when two are in direct contact. Next question, photolysis. Define photolysis by explaining the following terms. Photolysis is the process of splitting of water molecules into hydrogen ions and oxygen in presence of sunlight inside grana. Next, phenotype. Phenotype refers to the observable characteristics which are controlled genetically. Next question, population density. Population density is defined as the number of individuals per square kilometer at any given time. Next question, why given below are certain groups of terms. In each group, the first pair indicates a relationship between the two terms. Rewrite and complete the second pair on a similar basis. Widening of hips হচ্ছে estrogen, a deepening of voice in males testosterone. Next question, brain meninges, heart pericardium. Third question, insulin, beta cells, glucagon, alpha cells, kidney, renal artery, liver, hepatic artery, uterus, implantation, fallopian tube, fertilization. Next question, given below are sets of items. Rewrite the terms in correct order in a logical sequence beginning with the first word that is underlined. Stimulus, response, receptor, effector, spinal cord. In order is stimulus, receptor, spinal cord, effector, response. Next logical sequence, root hair, endodermis, epidermis, xylem, cortex. Root hair, epidermis, cortex, endodermis, xylem. Next, conjunctiva, yellow spot, pupil, vitreous humor, aqueous humor. Vitreous humor, aqueous humor. Conjunctiva, aqueous humor, pupil, vitreous humor, yellow spot. Next question. Australopithecus, Cro-Magnon man, Homo erectus, Neanderthal man, Homo sapiens. The answer will be, huh? The answer is not given. They have skipped this question. Next question. Artery, capillaries, venule, vein, arteriole. Answer is artery, arteriole, capillaries, venule, vein. Next question. Choose the correct answer for the four options given below. The fusion of sperm and ovum are termed as fertilization. Next, agranulocytes are lymphocytes, monocytes. Next, which of the following is not a natural reflex action? Which of the following are is natural reflex action? Salivation at the site of the food. Next, the structural and functional unit of excretion in human kidney is the human kidney nephron. In a human female, ovum consists of 22 autosomes and one X chromosome. Next, identify the odd term in each set and name the category to which the remaining three belong. Odd is first one, auxin, ethylene, adrenaline, cytokinin. Which one is the odd one out? Adrenaline. Why? Because Rest of them are plant hormones. Next, tympanum, ear ossicles, auditory canal, and pinna. Odd one is ear ossicles. Reason, parts of outer ear. Next, syringes, soiled dressings, discarded needles, household detergents. Odd is household detergents. Why? The rest of them are biomedical wastes. Next, exophthalmic goiter, simple goiter, cretinism, myxoderma. Which one is the odd one out? Exophthalmic goiter. Conditions due to hypothyroidism. Next, adenine, guanine, creatinine, cytosine. Which one is the odd one out? Creatinine. Category nitrogenous bases. Match the column. Biston betularia, peppered moth, testes, gonad, clotting of blood, calcium, stroma, light independent reaction, stomata, diffusion of gases. Next question. Stomata, diffusion of gases. The diagram given below represents a plant movement. Answer the following questions. Name the tropic movements shown in the diagram. Chemotropsin, chemotropsin, tropism, chemotropism. Next question. Name the troic movement mentioned in 1. Chemotropism is the phenomena of growth of plant organs in response to chemicals. Next, label the parts marked as A at a pollen tube. Next, what is part A attached to? Sugars and peptones. Give an example of a plant which shows thigmotropism. Tendrils of cascata that coils around other plants is an example of thigmotropism. Tendrils of cascata, CUSCUTA, cascata that coils around other plants is an example of thigmotropism. Next, section 2, 40 marks. Question number 2. The diagram given below represents an experiment to improve the importance of a factor in photosynthesis. Answer the questions that follow. Which factor is being studied here? Carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. One tree is there. KOH solution is being poured on one leaf, and in on the leaf point A has been pointed. তো এটা হলো carbon dioxide is necessary for photosynthesis. Which factor is being studied here? What is the purpose of keeping KOH in the flask? KOH absorbs CO2. Next question, explain the term photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which cells containing chlorophyll using carbon dioxide and water in presence of light energy produce glucose and release oxygen as byproduct. Next question number 4. What will you observe when the leaf A is tested for starch? When leaf A is tested for starch for the portion inside the flask, it does not show blue-black color, indicating absence of starch, whereas the portion that is outside will show blue-black color. Next question. Write a well-balanced chemical equation for the process of photosynthesis. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives chlorophyll and sunlight. Chlorophyll is above the arrow, chlorophyll 2, and sunlight is below the arrow. And let me read out the reaction. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. Next question. The diagram given below represents a simplified pathway of circulation of blood. Answer the questions that follow. Superior vena cava, aorta, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein. Next question. Which blood vessel supplies oxygenated blood to the muscles of the heart? Hepatic portal vein carry coronary artery. Which blood vessel supplies oxygenated blood to the muscles of the heart? Coronary artery. Next, what is the importance of blood vessel level 5? Hepatic portal vein carries the blood from stomach and intestine to liver where the excess sugar is stored as glycogen. If any toxin are present in blood, they are detoxified in liver. In this way, the quantity of nutrients flowing in the blood is regulated and circulation of toxic substances in the blood is prohibited. Hepatic portal vein carries the blood from stomach and intestine to liver where the excess sugar is stored as glycogen. If any toxin is present in blood, they are detoxified in liver. In this way, the quantity of nutrients flowing in the blood is regulated and circulation of toxic substances in the blood is prohibited. Next, what is the type of blood circulation that takes place between the heart and the lungs? Between the heart and the lungs, pulmonary circulation. Next, draw a diagram of different blood vessels as seen in smear of human blood. So this is a diagram we have got, drawing of diagram, red blood corpuscles, platelets, plasma, white blood corpuscles, RBC, platelets, plasma, WBC. Next, question number 3. The diagram given below depicts a defect of a human eye which has been corrected by using suitable lens. So a diagram is given. Answer the questions. Name the defect. Myopia. Her correction is concave lens. Which type of lens has been used for the correction? Concave lens. Mention one cause of the above defect. The cause of myopia is lengthening of eyeball from front to back. Next question. Where would the image have formed if the above lens was not used for correction? The image that would have formed in front of the retina. The image would have formed in front of the retina. Next question. That where would the next question. The where would the image have formed if the above lens was not used for correction? The image would have formed in front of the retina. Name the three concentric layers of the eyeball. The three concentric layers of the eyeball are sclera, choroid, retina. Next, draw a neat labeled diagram of neuron. Neat label diagram of neuron. The neuron has been drawn. The labelings are dendrites, nissil granules, cell body, nucleus, dendron, swan cells, axon, myelin sheath, node of Ranvier, axon terminals, synaptic knob. Next, give the biological reasons for the following statements. It is advisable to keep green plants in an aquarium. Green plants undergo photosynthesis by which oxygen gas is released, which can be utilized by fishes for respiration. So it is advisable to keep green plants in an aquarium. Next, huh? Water pollution is a major cause of concern in our country. Water pollution is the major cause of concern in our country because most of the wastes from household, industries, power plants are dumped into water bodies without prior treatment. Agricultural activities, oil spills, untreated sewage water also contribute to water pollution. This leads to degradation in water quality, making it unfit for human consumption. The other uses and lead to human consumption and other uses and lead to several infectious diseases. Further, decrease in oxygen level in the polluted water harm the aquatic life, leading to loss of biodiversity. All the factors results in water scarcity and making it difficult to sustain the basic needs for large population of the country. Next, question number 4. Medical discoveries such as antibiotics and vaccinations have indirectly contributed to the sharp rise in human population. Due to medical discoveries of vaccine and antibiotics, many diseases have been controlled, increasing the lifespan of the individuals and decrease in mortality rate. Thus, they have indirectly contributed to sharp rise in human population. Next, question number 5. Homo sapiens is most highly evolved form of human. Homo sapiens is the most highly evolved form of human because they developed a logical and syllabic speech in order to communicate and can cultivate plants and domesticated animals, prepared tools, ornaments, used advanced agricultural techniques. They developed cities, created create new survival challenges for themselves as well as other species. Next question. The figure given below shows a part of nephron. Answer the questions that follow. Next, in which region of the kidney is the above structure present? Cortex region of kidney. Label the parts numbered 1 to 4. Efferent arteriole, glomerulus, and Bowman's capsule. What is the technical term for the process that occurs in part 3, ultrafiltration? Why is fluid X not called urine? Justify your answer. Fluid X is called glomerular filtrate but not urine because it is a very dilute solution that contains not only harmful wastes but also many waste useful substances like water, salt, glucose, etc., which needs to be reabsorbed in different parts of neuron. Next, draw a neat level diagram of urinary system of man. Urinary system of man: renal artery, renal vein, aorta, right kidney, left kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra. So, part 1, renal artery, 2, renal vein, 3, aorta, 4, right kidney, 5, left kidney, 6, ureter, 7, urinary bladder, 8, urethra. Next, differentiate between the following pairs on the basis of what is mentioned in the brackets. Transpiration and guttation, place of occurrence. Transpiration occurs mainly through the stomata of the leaves. Guttation occurs through hydatodes present along the margins of the leaves. Next, biodegradable waste and non-biodegradable waste. Example of biodegradable waste is kitchen leftovers like peels of vegetables and fruits. Example of non-biodegradable waste is plastic. Next, Population control and Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. One objective of population control is to make people aware of the advantages of having small family so that they can get proper food, clothing, education, medical facilities. One objective of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan is to clean streets, roads, infrastructure of countries, cities, and towns. Next, osmosis and active transport on the basis of substance undergoing movement. Osmosis is the movement of water molecules. Active transport is the movement of salt or ions. Next, question number 5. Metaphase and anaphase position of chromosomes. In metaphase, chromosomes are lined up in one plane at equator of the cell. Anaphase, chromosomes move towards the opposite poles of the cell. Question number 5. The diagram below represents an experiment to demonstrate a certain phenomena in green plants. So one diagram is there: transpiration, leafy shoot, stout rubber tubing, glass tubing, mercury. This diagram is there. Now, will the level of mercury in the glass tubing rise or fall? Mercury in the glass tube will rise. Or which conducting tissue of the plant does the glass tubing represent? Xylem tissue of the plant. Define transpiration. Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of water vapors from the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. Next question. How will the rate of above process differ if the environment of the plant has less humidity, high temperature? Less humidity increases the rate of transpiration, high temperature increases the rate of then less in humidity increases the rate of transpiration. High temperature increases the rate of transpiration. Next, mane less humidity, more is the rate of transpiration. High temperature, more is the rate of transpiration. I don't know why. Yes, if the humidity in the air is less, transpiration will be more. If there is high temperature, then also transpiration will be more. Next question. State two advantages of transpiration to the plant. Two advantages of transpiration are: it provides cooling effect to the plant, it provides a suction force which helps in ascent of sap. Next, draw a labeled diagram of a plasmolized cell. Draw a level diagram of the plasmolized cell. One cell has been drawn: cell wall, vacuole, cell membrane, nucleus, and plasmolized solution. Cell wall, vacuole, cell membrane, nucleus, plasmolized solution. Next, give appropriate biological terms for the following: sensory organ in cochlea, organ of Corti. The number of live births per 1,000 people per year. Natality, the point of contact between the two neurons. Synapse, the cell accessory gland in human males whose secretion neutralizes the acid in vagina. The accessory gland in human males males whose secretion neutralizes the acid in vagina. Prostate gland. Next, the condition when blood sugar level is lowered in the blood. Hypoglycemia, structure which helps in the adjustment of the size of pupil. Iris, a surgical method of fertility control in human males. Vasectomy, process by which leukocytes migrate through the walls of capillaries. Diapedesis. Next, a sudden inheritable change in one or more genes. Mutation. A non-dividing phase of cell cycle where more DNA is synthesized. Synthesis phase of interphase. Next question. State two functions of ear each. Each function of each. Huh? Ear, it acts as a hearing organ. It helps, money ear helps in maintaining the dynamic as well as static balance of the body. Ethylene. Ethylene helps in ripening of fruits. Ethylene accelerates senses. Next, tears. It serves as a lubricant for the surface of the eye. Tears contains an enzyme lysozyme which kills germs. Next, taste. Ears contains an enzyme lysozyme which kills germs. Now testes, they produce sperms, they produce male hormone testosterone. Next, cerebellum, it maintains balance of the body, it coordinates muscular activity. Next, complete the table. Name the hormone. Function is deposits extra glucose of body as glycogen. Name the hormone. Insulin. Are the gland endocrine gland deposits extra glucose of blood as glycogen. In next, growth hormone. Name of the hormone is growth hormone, and the gland is anterior pituitary gland, and function is it promotes the normal growth of whole body. Next, name the hormone is thyroxine hormone, and endocrine gland is thyroid gland, and function of the thyroid gland, it regulates the basal metabolism of the body. Name of the hormone is adrenaline hormone, and the endocrine gland is adrenal gland, and next is prepare the body for any emergency. Next, name of the hormone is oxytocin, and the endocrine gland is posterior pituitary gland, and function is it stimulates contraction of uterus during childbirth and stimulates milk ejection. Next, question number 7. A homozygous dominant tall pea plant bearing red flowers is crossed with a homozygous recessive dwarf pea plant bearing white flowers. Money small t, small r. What is the phenotype and genotype of F1 individuals? Phenotype is tall pea plant bearing red flowers. Phenotype, huh? Phenotype is tall pea plants bearing red flowers. Genotype is capital T, small r, capital R, small r. Next question. Name the possible combination of gametes that are obtained when two F1 hybrid plants are crossed. Possible combination of gametes is capital T, capital R, capital T, small t, small r. Next, mention the phenotypic ratio of F2 generation. Phenotypic ratio is 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. Next, state Mendel's law of independent assortment. Law of independent assortment states that two pairs of factors in a dihybrid cross are segregated independently during gamete formation and are randomly combined in F2 generation. Inheritance of factors controlling a particular trait in an organism is independent of the other. Next, name the two X-linked disorders found in humans: color blindness and hemophilia. Next, the diagram given below is of a developing human fetus. Answer the questions that follow. Name the parts numbered 1, 2, 3 in the diagram. Umbilical cord, placenta, amniotic fluid. State two functions of the labeled 2 in the diagram. Money placenta. Two functions of placenta are it allows diffusion of substances like nutrients and oxygen from mother to fetus and carbon dioxide and waste products from fetus to mother. Next, a placenta acts as an endocrine gland and produces hormones like, huh? Name two functions of the part labeled 2 in the diagram. Two functions of placenta allows diffusion of substances like nutrients and oxygen from mother to fetus and carbon dioxide and waste products from fetus to mother. Our placenta acts as an endocrine gland and produces hormones like estrogen and progesterone. Placenta, estrogen produce, progesterone produce correct. Explain the significance of the parts numbered 3 in the diagram. Amniotic fluid is part 3 of the diagram. Amniotic fluid acts as a shock absorber, protecting the embryo from physical damage by jerks or mechanical shocks. It also prevents sticking of fetus to amnion. Next, define the term gestation. Gestation is the full term of development of the embryo in the uterus in humans. The normal gestation period is 280 days. Next, mention the sex chromosome in a male and female embryo. In female embryo, XX X chromosome is present, whereas in male XY is present.